Every morning people wake, dress, slip on their shoes, and step outside as if life were only physical. They do not always see that life runs on a deeper spiritual level. What you carry with you, and even what you walk with, can shape whether your day flows with favor or whether obstacles close in. Too many walk into traps without knowing it, moving into cycles of lack, curses, and battles set before them. Yet here is the quiet truth. Your steps can be covered and your shoes can be guarded. With one small intentional act, you can shift the atmosphere around you before you even cross your doorstep. There are forces that wait for motion. They do not usually come when you sit still. They track your steps. They watch your path. They try to block your forward movement as you go to seek favor, opportunities, or money. That is why some people walk into interviews and meet instant rejection. Others step into businesses and find doors closed, and some enter relationships only to meet betrayal. These things are not random. They are spiritual manipulations tied to unprotected steps. But here is another truth many ignore. God has placed simple things in creation that hold spiritual fire. Ordinary items, objects you can hold in your hand, things found in the kitchen, tokens your elders used without naming their power, all these can carry a deeper force. When these items sit in your shoes, every step you take becomes charged with protection, favor, and strength. Picture leaving your house knowing that wealth will follow and enemies will scatter before your feet touch the ground. This is not empty superstition. This is revelation. When you put the right thing in your shoes, you are not only dressing your body, you are equipping your spirit. You are declaring over your path that every curse waiting on the road will break, that every trap set by enemies will dissolve, and that your steps will pull in financial breakthroughs. Money will not flee from you, it will move toward you. Enemies will not stand, they will fall before you. Imagine how different life becomes if you never leave your house exposed and vulnerable. If every step carried a sacred spark, every movement would attract blessing, and every route would turn into a testimony. That means wherever you go, workplace, market, interview, journey, or meeting, you are spiritually armored. Those who plan harm against you will stumble. Those who spy on your path will be blinded, and those who wish you poverty will watch you rise. Even better, you do not need complicated ceremonies or costly tools. All you need is faith and what God already gave you in the created world. Simple, powerful items can make your shoes into instruments of wealth and victory. In the lines ahead, I will name the first simple thing to use, why it holds covenant power, and how to apply it so money can begin to flow and enemies fall under your feet. Salt may seem small, but it carries covenant strength that many have overlooked. From long ago, salt was not only used to season food, it preserved, protected, and purified. In spiritual terms, salt always pointed to cleansing from decay and driving away hidden forces of darkness. When you drop a pinch of salt in your shoes, you are speaking that your steps will not rot, your blessings will not spoil, and every contamination set against your progress will be neutralized. Your feet, the symbol of movement and destiny, become untouchable by corrupt forces. Many do not realize that enemies often try to plant spiritual footprints to stall someone's path. You have heard of people who begin new jobs and suddenly everything goes wrong, or who move into a new home and face strange battles. These are not mere coincidences. They are signs of polluted steps. Salt, placed in your shoes, cancels every polluted footprint and replaces it with a divine covering. It erases the enemy's mark and seals your walk with holiness and purity. Salt also breaks poverty cycles. There are spoken words that say, wherever you go, money will not stay with you. That explains why some work hard and never see fruit. Money slips through their hands like water through a sieve. But when salt touches your shoes, that curse breaks. You stop walking into loss and begin to walk into gain. You stop attracting rejection and begin to attract acceptance. Doors once locked begin to swing open, and the odor of lack that followed your steps gives way to the scent of favor. Think of salt as a reset for the root of your destiny. Just as it keeps food from spoiling, salt in your shoes keeps your blessings from spoiling before they reach you. With each step you can say, "My destiny is preserved. My opportunities are preserved. My wealth is preserved." Because your shoes carry this covenant, no evil footprint can stand before you. Every trap the enemy lays down collapses before you. People who understand the weight of footsteps sometimes bury shoes, steal sandals, or cast curses on footprints. They know that where someone walks often decides what they inherit. But when salt sits in your shoes, those dark plans return to sender. If they bury your footprint, it will be salt they bury. If they curse your steps, salt becomes the answer. Salt speaks of covenant, purity, and a consuming fire that burns corruption. That is why those who trail your path suddenly slip, fall, and cannot get back up. Picture stepping into a room where others expected you to fail, and instead you shine. Imagine entering a business deal that many tried to block, and you come out victorious. Picture walking into a space heavy with envy and gossip, and every harsh tongue grows quiet. That is the shifting power of salt in your shoes. It changes the atmosphere, dissolves chains without loud struggle, and makes you a vessel of unstoppable favor. With salt underfoot, you do more than walk. You march into prosperity, into breakthroughs, into divine meetings. You do not trip like others. You stride, secure that every pace is blessed. The strongest part is this: enemies may watch you from afar, but they cannot touch you. They may scheme, but their schemes collapse. They may pursue, but their steps slip away. You move forward while confusion scatters them. Salt is your first simple tool. Before leaving your home, sprinkle a small amount into each shoe. And as you walk, remember that your steps are guarded, your wealth is guarded, and your adversaries are defeated. This is a practical starting weapon for instant money flow and rapid enemy breakdown. It holds when used in faith. The next item is just as ordinary, but carries a different dimension of power. Bay leaves may appear only as a common kitchen herb, but spiritually they hold a scent of victory and divine favor. When you tuck a bay leaf into your shoe, you are not simply walking. You carry an unseen crown of favor. Each step releases an aroma that confuses enemies and draws opportunities that lead to prosperity. Just as bay leaves change the taste of food, they can change the air around your life, shifting it from denial to welcome, from closed doors to open ones. One secret of bay leaves is how they align your steps with right timing. Many people miss blessings not because the blessing is far, but because they arrive at the wrong moment. Bay leaves help correct spiritual timing. They help ensure that as you walk, you meet the right people at the right moment. People who carry your breakthrough. That is why stories rise from those who used bay leaves. Sudden job offers, unplanned financial gifts, and surprising favors that lack human explanation. Enemies cannot stand bay leaves because they symbolize triumph. In old times, victors in war were crowned with bay leaves to show they had overcome. Spiritually, when you move with bay leaves in your shoes, you carry the crown of victory even before any fight starts. Those who oppose you sense it and begin to scatter. That is why envy surfaces when you enter a place, not always because you have more, but because your steps already carry victory. Bay leaves also block watching spirits. Some people feel watched. Every move seems followed by bad luck, as if eyes track them. This is spiritual monitoring. But when bay leaves touch your feet, they release a scent that blinds monitoring spirits. Those who used to track you lose sight. You become unseen to their evil gaze, and your wealth grows quietly while they search in vain. Many testimonies come from people who place bay leaves in their shoes before important days, job interviews, court dates, business talks, and returned with shocking breakthroughs. They walked in anxious and walked out favored and blessed. Keep walking with these simple tools. Use them with faith and respect. Sprinkle a little salt in your shoes to preserve and protect. Slip a bay leaf in to crown your steps with favor and timing. Do these things humbly, trusting that God can use the small to bring mighty change. Your feet carry your destiny. Protect them. Guard your path. Walk in the authority and promise that your steps will be covered, your blessings will be held, and your enemies will be shown to have no power over you. When you practice these simple acts, you are not relying on charm or magic, but on the way God set the world to respond to faith, obedience, and simple holy acts. Go forward with these truths and watch how your life begins to move in new directions of favor, finance, and freedom. Some were lifted when no one thought it was possible. Some were promoted even when others seemed far more qualified. Some were handed financial chances that others had been chasing for many years without success. The bay leaf becomes a quiet shield, silently working for you while those against you whisper in confusion. Picture yourself walking with bay leaves inside your shoes and realizing that money is not only coming toward you, but it is actively seeking you out. You step into a shop and suddenly meet someone who links you to new opportunities. You walk into your workplace and find that your efforts are recognized by your superiors. You go into a market and, without explanation, customers are drawn to you. Bay leaves turn your steps into magnets of prosperity, pulling resources toward you as if they already belonged to you. What makes bay leaves even more striking is their simplicity. Anyone can find them, anyone can use them, and yet the unseen power they hold is remarkable. You don't have to announce it to anyone. Just slip one leaf into each shoe and allow your steps to speak for themselves. The aroma in the spirit realm speaks louder than your voice. It proclaims, "This one walks with favor. This one is victorious. This one cannot be touched." And because the fragrance works in the spirit, enemies cannot block it no matter how determined they are. When you place bay leaves in your shoes, you are stepping into your future with boldness. You are declaring, "My steps are guided by prosperity. My enemies are defeated before they rise, and my path will always attract divine favor." This is not a ritual for appearance. It is a weapon for those who are weary of failure, tired of disappointment, and ready to walk into wealth without delay. Bay leaves hold that strength, and when joined with faith, your enemies scatter before your steps. Cloves are far more than a spice. They are a fiery weapon in the spiritual world. Their sharp fragrance carries a burning force that tears through evil altars, manipulations, and curses set to block your growth. When you place cloves in your shoes, it is like walking with flames under your feet. Each step you take becomes a strike of war against hidden opposition. Wherever you go, the fire of protection drives away powers that attempt to rise against you. Enemies who hoped you would fall into traps instead find themselves destroyed by their own plans. Many people live through endless delays and disappointments and never understand why. Spiritually, it is because their steps are tied to evil altars. Their progress is slowed because unseen chains drag them back whenever they move forward. Cloves carry the ability to destroy those chains. The moment they touch your shoes, the spiritual fire they release burns through invisible ropes and melts iron bars. Suddenly, doors open where they were closed. You move in places where you were stuck, rise where you were held down, and receive what had been denied to you. Cloves also chase away monitoring spirits that follow your movements. You may have felt how sometimes you take one step forward in life, and instantly it seems like something unseen blocks you. These are not coincidences. They are watching spirits. But when cloves are in your shoes, the fire blinds them. They may look, but they cannot see. They may follow, but they cannot reach. You walk in divine secrecy, covered in fire, unreachable by jealousy and witchcraft. The power of cloves is not just about protection. It also touches wealth. Many who use them share testimonies that unexpected money begins to flow to them after putting cloves in their shoes. Why? Because cloves not only burn, but also attract. They destroy resistance that blocked money from reaching you. The same gates that refused to open suddenly swing wide because what resisted you has been consumed. Payments that were held back, blessings that were delayed, and opportunities that were closed are suddenly released as you walk with cloves under your steps. Your enemies cannot endure the heat of cloves. When you enter a place carrying this fire, those who planned against you grow silent. Their tongues feel heavy, their schemes collapse, and their hearts are filled with fear. They may attempt to attack, but their weapons break. Cloves in your shoes transform your walk into steps of fire. Picture yourself entering your workplace where someone plotted to harm your name, only for that person to be trapped in their own plan while you are lifted higher. This is the mystery of cloves. Cloves also uncover secrets. Some enemies hide close, smiling as friends but striking behind your back. When you walk with cloves, their cover is destroyed. Suddenly the truth appears. People reveal their true intentions. Those who once smiled at you expose their envy. Those who planned secretly are revealed without you asking. The fire of cloves makes everything clear. This is why many spiritual fighters never leave home without cloves in their shoes. Walking with cloves is like carrying a fiery army at your feet. Every step is covered by flames that move before you, breaking traps, revealing enemies, and clearing your way. You never walk alone. You walk with fire. And when fire walks with you, wealth flows easily, enemies scatter, and your life becomes a testimony of unstoppable victory. When you slip cloves into your shoes, you are not just preparing for a journey, you are preparing to conquer. You are announcing, every enemy trailing me will fall, every curse against me will burn, and every blessing meant for me will reach me without delay. That is the secret of cloves. They turn your ordinary walk into victories of spiritual warfare. Your life becomes a moving fire altar that no enemy can dare touch. Mustard seeds, though tiny, carry one of the greatest mysteries of the Spirit. Their small size makes them appear unimportant, but spiritually they represent massive growth, strong faith, and unstoppable change. When you put mustard seeds in your shoes, you are declaring that even if your faith seems small, it is powerful enough to move mountains out of your path. Each step you take with mustard seeds is a step of faith, a prophetic declaration that barriers will collapse, resources will flow, and enemies will be defeated. Many people believe they cannot rise because their faith feels too weak. They think extraordinary strength is required to win battles, But the secret of mustard seeds is that even little faith, when acted upon, becomes unstoppable. That is why carrying mustard seeds in your shoes is so powerful. It is a living sign that every small step of faith can bring giant results. You may feel weak, but as you move, your faith grows stronger. You may not see a way, but as you step forward, doors appear. Your enemies may look stronger, but as you advance, they fall before the seed of faith you carry. Mustard seeds also trigger financial growth. Many remain stuck because they fear taking steps into new opportunities. But with mustard seeds under your feet, courage rises. You begin to step into places you once feared. You apply for jobs you once doubted. You start businesses you once avoided. You demand payments you once felt afraid to ask for. Those small seeds whisper under your feet, "Move forward, your wealth is waiting." And as you move, money begins to flow because fear is no longer your master. Enemies cannot resist mustard seeds because they cannot fight against faith. Witchcraft depends on fear, but mustard seeds uproot fear completely. When you walk with them in your shoes, your enemies realize you are no longer shaken. Their curses lose effect. Their threats lose meaning. Their intimidation fades away. Even if they try to strike, your faith shields you. Instead of falling, you stand tall. Instead of retreating, you advance. Mustard seeds in your shoes make you fearless in battle, and fearlessness makes enemies collapse. Imagine stepping into a place where people predicted your failure. But because mustard seeds are under your feet, your faith multiplies and you rise above their expectations. Imagine walking into a room where enemies whispered against you, but you stay calm, smiling and rising higher. Mustard seeds transform your shoes into seeds of destiny. With every step you plant victory. With every stride you declare growth. With every move you confirm that nothing, no curse, no spirit, no enemy can hold you down. Mustard seeds may be small, but their power is beyond measure. Slip them into your shoes and watch how your courage expands, how your blessings multiply, and how your enemies scatter without reason. It is not about the seed's size, it is about the faith it carries. And faith once activated is stronger than any curse, any chain, and any enemy in your way. When you place these things inside your shoes, you walk not only with faith, but also with destiny itself guiding your journey. Now it is time to put into action what you have been taught, because knowledge without action is powerless. You have been shown the mystery of salt to cleanse your steps, bay leaves to call prosperity, cloves to scatter witchcraft, and mustard seeds to stir up faith. But unless these things are placed in your shoes with purpose and sealed with prayer, they will remain as simple objects. The moment you pray over them and put them under your feet, they shift from natural to supernatural, from ordinary to extraordinary. This is where victory begins, through activation. As you hold these things in your hands, close your eyes and say, "Every curse tied to my steps is broken. Every evil footprint placed against me is erased. From today, my feet are covered, my steps are blessed, and my enemies are under my feet." Speak with boldness, because words carry force. As you pray, imagine chains breaking, doors opening, and enemies collapsing. What you see in faith is what will appear in your life. Let us pray. Father, I lift my footsteps before you. I declare that salt in my shoes will preserve my journey, cleanse my road, and erase every curse. I declare that bay leaves will bring prosperity and cover me with the sweet smell of victory. I declare that cloves will burn away witchcraft and scatter enemies that rise against me. I declare that mustard seeds will strengthen my faith, unlock my destiny, and push me into unimaginable blessings. Every step I take from this moment will carry divine fire and unstoppable favor. Lord, I pray over the shoes of all who are listening now. May their footsteps never carry shame again. May their movement never attract loss again. May their path never lead them into destruction again. From today, let wealth follow them. Let opportunities run after them, and let favor surround them. Let every enemy plotting against them stumble at the sound of their steps. Let curses return to sender. Let witchcraft burn to ashes, and let poverty be destroyed forever. Their footsteps are now marked with fire and prosperity. From this day forward, I declare that testimonies will flow quickly. As they step into offices, they will see promotions. As they enter businesses, they will see profit. As they go for interviews, they will receive acceptance. As they move into new seasons, they will see doors swing open. No more delay, no more rejection, no more failure. Their shoes are now altars of triumph. Their steps are now weapons of war, and their path is now filled with wealth. It is sealed with salt, with bay leaves, with cloves, and with mustard seeds. What was once normal has become extraordinary. What was blocked has now been opened. What was stolen has now been restored. From today their enemies will scatter instantly, and their money will flow like a river. This prayer is sealed, this declaration is fixed, and it will come to pass quickly. Amen. Now that you understand the power hidden in salt, bay leaves, cloves, and mustard seeds, you cannot stay the same. These are not just kitchen items. They are divine tools placed in creation for your victory. Before you leave your home, take one or combine them as your spirit guides you. Place them in your shoes and walk out with confidence, knowing you are not stepping into battle empty-handed. From this day on, you are equipped, protected, and covered. Do not take this lightly. Too many people hear a revelation and then forget it, only to complain later that nothing has changed. The truth is, faith without action is useless. If you believe your steps can carry fire, then act upon it. Try it today. Put a pinch of salt, a bay leaf, a few cloves, or mustard seeds in your shoes, and walk declaring, "My money will flow, and my enemies will scatter instantly." Watch your atmosphere shift. Watch doors begin to open. Watch enemies collapse under your feet. Do not keep this journey to yourself. Share the secret with those you love. There are friends, family members, and even co-workers who are silently fighting against witchcraft, poverty, and rejection. Some are walking in circles, not knowing the reason why. By sharing this revelation, you are not just helping yourself, but also helping others break free from chains they never knew were there. Let them see that God has already placed the weapons in creation. All they must do is use them with faith. And as you continue, keep praying daily over your shoes. Every morning declare that your steps are guided, your path is blessed, and your enemies are defeated. Replay this prayer whenever your faith feels weak. Allow these words to sink deeper into your spirit until they become part of you. Remember, consistency is what transforms small actions into powerful testimonies. Just like you cannot eat only once and never again, you cannot activate once and then stop. Make this your lifestyle, and your wealth will not only flow once, it will flow without end. Some will doubt, some will laugh, and some will mock. But when your testimonies start to speak, you will not need to defend yourself. They will see the results with their own eyes. They will see how your life shifts, how money finds you, how enemies fall, and how you rise higher. Let your testimonies silence every doubting voice. Let your victories preach louder than your mouth. This is the power of walking spiritually covered. From this day on, do not step out without covering your feet. Salt will preserve your blessings. Bay leaves will draw prosperity. Cloves will scatter your enemies, and mustard seeds will multiply your faith. Walk with them and see how quickly your life begins to change. Share this message. Watch it again and pray along daily. Your money will flow, your enemies will scatter, and your destiny will shine brighter than ever before. It is done, it is sealed, and it is your portion from now until forever.